Good morning students. Welcome to the online classes of Triveni Memorial Senior Secondary School. Today we are going to start the second section for our unit 4 of English Reader Book for class 8. The name of the second section is After All You Are Faster Finne. Okay, let's move on to the reading portion. We will complete the chapter along with the exercise. Banish hadn't really been invited to Nandu's home. After all, they weren't even acquainted. Of course, Nandu knew of Faster Finne as others did because of his bravery and impulsive deeds of daring. Banish had heard of Nandu Nawathe's incredible ability to spin a yarn. Storyteller Nandu could create a whole world out of nothing. First paragraph tells us about Banish. Banish was not invited to Nandu's home because he was not used to, because he didn't know anybody over there. Of course, Nandu knew Faster Finne. We got to know that Faster Finne is Banish only. Okay, Nandu knew Faster Finne as others did because of his bravery and impossible deeds of daring. Banish had heard of Nandu Nawathe as he was a storyteller. He could spin a yarn. He could build a story out of nothing. Okay, he could create a whole world out of nothing. These two young brave hearts first met on the roof terrace of a big splendid building near Nandu's house. Okay, these two first met on the roof terrace. Okay, near Nandu's house. A large crowd of children had assembled. The famous Khokha Medicine Company had organized a painting competition. These two for the first time they met on the terrace. Okay, they both were assembled for the competition. The famous Khokha Medicine Company had organized a painting competition. They had been trying to popularize the jog cough syrup. Okay, jog cough drops with every kind of publicity it could. Okay, what they had tied up now at the height of their efforts were lots of balloons. The swaying balloons looked like lotuses floating on a mountain lake. They got a lot of balloons on the building, and it looked like there are a lot of lotuses lying on mountain. Okay, there were hundreds of them, both rubber and plastic, in front of them with an intent to paint words and pictures. Set scores of children, not really set. The children had to stand to demonstrate their artistic skill on a canvas or rather plastic that bobbed and dipped. Now, there were hundreds of balloons over there. In front of them, with an intent to paint words and pictures, there were a lot of students. Okay, a lot of children. Several children were there, and they were not sitting actually. They all were standing. They were needed to show their artistic skills. How could they draw or paint or write on that plastic that bobbed and dipped? They had to paint on the balloon that would bob and dip. Okay, that would move. They had to show the artistic skills on that balloon. There were numerous rows of boys and girls. One row faced west, the next east, so that it wasn't easy to copy from one's neighbor. There were a lot of children, boys and girls, and there were rows of children that were sitting opposite to each other, so nobody could copy it. The challenge was to paint a balloon, an attractive picture with a catchy slogan in bright red, using not more than 50 words. They had to write down the slogan using not more than 15 words. The slogan had to be in praise of jog cup drops. Okay, the judges would select the best among all, award the winner, and the prize picture and the slogan would be copied onto a huge balloon to be launched into the sky. Okay, they were going to give the award to the winner. They would use the balloon picture, the slogan on the huge balloon that was going to be launched in the sky. Okay, all of Bombay nowadays we call it Mumbai. All of Bombay would see the advertisement both of Jack of Drops and the winner's skill. Okay, the Khokha company's huge imposing balloon was in the middle of the terrace, straining at its rope. Okay, the balloon that was to be launched into the sky was in the terrace. Okay, It was trained with the ropes. It was tied with the ropes. Banish, also known as Faster Finney, had come to Matunga, Bombay to spend a holiday with his aunt. He had seen the contest advertised in the paper and had wanted to take part. Banesh was in Mumbai. He was there to spend holidays at his aunt's place. He read about the advertisement in newspaper and he wanted to take part. Now, I know I'm no Dhyaneshwar. He told his aunt that I wouldn't be able to write thousands of lines of words, but it doesn't take a great writer to write on a slogan of Amiga 15 words. Okay, don't I know? After all, you're faster, Philip. Now his aunt says, I also know that, and I also know that you are faster, Philip. But your sentence must be really good. It must be a winner. Don't just. She broke off in a fit of coughing. She started coughing. Okay. Joke of Drops had found their first customer. Now they thought that as aunt is coughing, she'll get the Job Cuff Drops. Stop. Banesh stared at his aunt, his mouth open, still shaping the word that had shot out. Banesh stopped his aunt, her mouth kept open. She was going to speak what she was going to speak before coughing, but she stopped. What's the matter? She says. Now, Banesh says, our brainwave. My picture will be a frog stuck in someone's throat. He's shouting, croak, croak. The next line is, when cuffs won't stop, then I'll say, best to pop in a job cuff drop. Now he says that my picture would stuck in someone's throat. That is, even if someone is coughing, he would say, he would shout, croak, croak, and then the reply would be, when cuffs won't stop, best to pop in job cuff drops. Says, now Manesh says, see, I have made the slogan and it is also not even a 15-word slogan. Now it says, don't be silly, coughing away as she went out of the room. She says, this is the silly one. Okay, make something nicer one. The contest was on. Nandu Nawate was also present. Though Nandu may have been a good fellow at heart, he had his compulsive habit of telling tall stories. Once started, he would get so caught up in his yarn that at times he even believed it himself. Nandu was good fellow at heart, but he had a habit of telling the stories much bigger than they were actually. And once he started telling the stories, he would take them to some level that sometimes he was caught up he would even start believing it himself. But sooner or later his tales were exposed and then Nandu was ready to die of embarrassment. Okay. Meanwhile, Faster Finney added to his exploits. It infuriated Nandu when he heard of them. Now, Nandu was jealous of Faster Finney, about him, about his courageous deeds, about his impulsive deeds, about his bravery. Okay. That Faster Finney's grown too big for his boots, spluttered Nandu, as if there was no one in the world as brave as him. It's just that he gets opportunities to show off and I don't. Wherever Faster Finney goes, there seem to be disasters waiting and on either side of the road. Now he says that this Faster Finney is grown too big for his boots. As he is jealous of Faster Finney, he says that he is not that much courageous as he is shown. Okay, everybody likes him, but he is not that much good. He says, it looks like there is nobody as brave as Faster Finney. It is just his luck that whenever he goes somewhere, he gets some disaster waiting and he would solve the issue there. It's just a matter of time. He says, now Nandu says that the disasters always wait for him whenever he arrives there. Now his friend made a mockery of Nandu by saying to welcome him, disasters welcome Faster Finney. Now Nandu says, I don't come across them, I don't get the disasters, you make them up instead. Now the friend says, actually you don't come face to face with disasters, actually you make disasters. You always pretend you have had great adventures. His friend needled him, his friend mocked him. Nandu said angrily, "Oh, that's enough," and felt silent. But there was no doubt that he was envious of Faster Finney. He was actually jealous of Faster Finney. He hoped that one day he would be able to take him down a peg or two. And now Faster Finney was at the contest. He had no inkling that he would meet him there. He had painted a picture of an imaginary gentleman, Mr. Ogg, on his balloon and was writing his slogan beneath it in red paint. Now, leaving everything aside, leaving the thoughts of Faster Finney, now Nandu was also at the contest. He made a picture of a gentleman, Mr. Ogg, on his balloon and was going to write down the slogan with the red paint. He got as far as when Mr. Ogg started to choke and then his inspiration ran out. What next? Spinning a yarn wouldn't help here. This was real life. Brush in mouth, brow wrinkled. Nandu looked around for inspiration, looking at others' balloons, that is. Suddenly, he saw that famous checked shirt, curly hair, large eyes, and what was more, those eyes were fixed on him. Now, he was going to write when Mr. O started to choke, and then his inspiration ran out. That is, his thoughts stopped. Okay. Now, what next? Spinning a yarn wouldn't help her because he had to write the whole slogan in maximum 15 words. Nandu looked around for the inspiration. He tried to sneak into what others were writing, and suddenly he saw a famous checked shirt, curly hair, large eyes, and what was more, those eyes were fixed on him. Now he got to know that Faster Finney was also there. My, who is this creature? No one but the famous Faster Finney himself, scoffed Nandu, but he scoffed so loud that Ganesh heard him. Now, Nandu was angry now again because he found Faster Finney there. Soon everyone finished. Just then a supervisor arrived on the scene and asked the children to hurry up. Supervisor came and told that the time is very less, so hurry up with your paintings. Soon everyone finished painting their balloons and pasted labels with their names and addresses on them. Supervisors took the balloons into a room, leaving the children alone. Now everyone finished painting and pasted the labels with their name and address. Supervisor took the balloons and took them into the room, leaving the children alone. Contestants gathered excitedly round the company's huge balloon. They walked around it, gazing at it admiringly. Now everyone was happy and they were gazing, they were looking at the big balloon of company. Okay. A strong wind picked up, making the king-sized red and white striped wonder bob and dip in the air. Only two words were printed on it: Khoka and Jock. Everyone was looking up and no one noticed what was happening at the foot of the balloon. Ganesh was looking up. Now suddenly a strong wind picked up, making the king-sized red and white balloon bob and dip in the air. Now the huge balloon started bobbing and dipping in the air. Only two words were printed on it: Khoka and Jock. Everyone was looking up and nobody noticed what was happening downwards. Ropes of balloons had been attached to 2 or 3 brass rings. Okay. Only one child noticed them, Nandu Nawate. He bent down and quickly loosened the knot in the thick rope. He loosened the knot of the huge balloon. Okay. How thick the rope is, says Faster Finney. The rope is very thick and strong. It's made of nylon. Nandu says that yes, it is made of nylon. You can check it, touch and see it. Okay. Ganesh had no sooner caught hold of the rope than Nandu loosened the knot. Ganesh touched the rope. He caught the nylon rope and Nandu loosened the knot. Rope slipped out and a strong gust of wind made the balloon shoot up skywards. Okay. Faster Finney's hand was caught in one of the brass rings and he was pulled so fast he couldn't get it out. Okay. He was unable to get through that huge balloon. In this bewilderment, he grabbed the rope with the other hand. Now, to save himself, he grabbed the rope with his other hand. Now, He tried to pull the balloon down with all his strength, but its upward buoyancy was too much for the matchstick here to overcome. Buoyancy is a physics word, okay? That is the upwards motion, okay? The balloon rose high in the sky and clinging to it went faster Finney. Faster Finney tried his best to overcome the problem. He used his full strength to take the balloon down, but balloon took it upwards. Okay, the balloon rose high into the sky and took Faster Finney with him. Nandu's mouth was dry with fear. However angry he was with Banesh, he had not intended to cast him into the sky. He had only wanted to get him in trouble when the balloon flew off because Banesh touched the brass rings. It was, of course, a nice thing to have planned. He would have apologized to Banesh later. Nandu enjoyed seeing people in trouble, but this was going too far. Now Nandu was scared because he was angry with Banesh, but he never wanted this much. He never wanted him to be in this much trouble. Okay. He hadn't planned such things. Okay. He would have apologized to Banesh later. Now Nandu enjoyed seeing people in trouble, but this was going too far. Good heavens, he's flown off. Pull him down, pull him back, grab the rope. Police, police, fire brigade. There was absolute chaos. Everyone was rushing around Terrace Striker, issuing orders and instructions to everyone else. Now, everyone says, pull him down, pull him back, pull him back. Police, police, grab the rope. Fire brigade. Somebody called fire brigade. We need to save him. And everyone started rushing around. They were terracing. Everybody was terrified what was happening. Okay. Balloon carrying Faster Finney rose higher and higher. A westerly wind blew it off its vertical course towards the west. Now a westerly wind took the balloon towards the western direction. It was sweating enough to make anybody's blood run cold. Faster Finney had faced many terrifying situations, but never one like this, which took him into the empty expanse of a blue heavens. Now, as it was the bigger balloon that took Faster Finney with him, the balloon rose in the sky upwards, and it was the worst experience that Faster Finney got. Okay, it was the empty space above. Okay, nothing was visible, just the empty space, and he was very much frightened. Anybody could be terrified with even with the view of it. Okay, sweat poured off Faster Finney's body. When he looked down, his head spun. Faster Finney was terrified. He was no comic strip Superman. He was only a frightened little kid. Now, Faster Finney was sweating. He was very afraid. He looked down and he became more terrified. He was not a comic strip Superman. He was only a frightened little kid right now. He felt a numbing sensation in his hands. One hand gripped the rope, the other was caught in the brass ring. He knew that he must not let go, for that wouldn't be the end. He would be flattened like a pancake if he hit the ground. Oh God, help me, he cried. Now, one hand gripped the rope of the balloon. The other was caught in the brass ring. He knew that he should not leave the other hand, okay? He leave any one hand, because if he does so and he would leave the balloon, he may end like a flattened pancake if he would fall down on ground, okay? He cried, oh God, help me. He suddenly recalled that balloons have a plug to let out the air slowly so that it can sink down to the earth. He suddenly reminded himself balloon must be having a plug. But it was not a balloon like that, no plug of any sort. How could he let the air out of it? The balloon drifted over the city rooftops of the sea. There was the Haziali shrine and ships and foam flecked waves. Now balloon drifted him over the city and he could see the Haji Ali Dargah there, the ships, the foam flecking waves. Okay, he could see the sea over there. If he fell into the sea, he might be hurt, but at least he would survive, he thought for himself. He wished someone down below would fire a gun and bust the balloon. He thought someone would fire the balloon with a bullet. Faster Finney thought he was going to faint. He was going to become unconscious. Okay, Banesh tightly gripped the brass ring with one hand. With the other, he tried to undo his belt. Now he tried to untie his belt, take out the belt, and but it was not easy. But at last he managed to take out the belt. Banesh held the hand of the belt firmly and dragged it, whack, 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 like a whip. Now he started using his belt against the balloon. He tried it a lot. He hit the belt buckle hard against the balloon, but had to strike 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times before the pin of the buckle pierced the plastic of the balloon. A hole lit the side of the balloon and the air rushed out with a loud whoosh. Okay, slowly but surely the balloon started to come down. In the fishing boats below, the fishermen's eyes were not on the fish, but they were upwards in the sky. They saw what was happening, and what they did, they made some space over there. They used the fishing net so that the balloon and the boy would fall down on the fishing net. Okay, the balloon fell right into the fishing net. The net had got its catch. Where am I? Now, Pastor Finney says, where am I? Cough, cough, cough. He coughs. You are at home, replied his aunt. He said, there is no reason to be frightened. He was his uncle. Here, he was the uncle of Pastor Finney, the doctor. His uncle was a well-known doctor in Bombay, or you can say Mumbai. You didn't hurt yourself, did you, Banesh? Are you hurt, Banesh? Banesh says, no, but I feel sick just to think about it, to think about what happened with me. Okay. But who's that crying, auntie? I can hear someone sobbing. It's your friend. Which one? Nandu? Nandu Nawate. And what's the matter with you? Banesh, I'm sorry, I really am. It was all my fault. Now he says, Nawate says, Nandu Nawate says, it was all my fault. He says, your fault. In a few words, Nandu told the story of what he had done. He said, I'm so bad, so we'd say you forgive me, Pastor Finney. I won't get the prize anyway. But even if I did, I wouldn't take it. I swear I wouldn't. He says, he told the story and he says, please forgive me. I wouldn't have taken the prize, even though if I would win, I won't have accepted it. I swear I wouldn't have accepted it. Banesh sat up and stared at Nandu wide-eyed. Just then his uncle came in. Bravo, Pastor Finney. He said, so you are conscious. Do you know if you hadn't fallen where you did, the Air Force was going to rescue you. They had phone calls all around to arrange it. And you know what? There was a phone call just now from the Coca company. They have announced a special prize for you. They have never had so much publicity for Jock Cuff drops. By rights, the prize should not go to me, but to Nandu Nawate. Nandu's eyes filled with tears and Banesh sparkled with mischief. Now, Uncle says, if you hadn't fell down on the ship, the Air Force would have came to rescue you. There were a lot of phone calls to save you, and even the Coca company wants to give you some additional prize because it is the first time that they have reached the publicity high ever for their Jock Cuff drops. Okay, and here Pastor Finney says, actually this prize goes to Nandu. It was he actually. It's not meant for me. Nandu fell in tears. His eyes filled with tears, and Banesh was laughing mischievously. Okay, let's move on to the question answer, students. We have completed the reading section. Now read and answer. Why did the Coca company announce a special prize for Banesh? Because it was Banesh's adventure with the balloon, due to which they got so much publicity. Why did Nandu want to fix Pastor Finney? Nandu was jealous of Pastor Finney and his brave stories. Nandu was known for making fake stories and would often get caught at last. When he was caught for his fake stories, he felt embarrassed. Now think and answer. Nandu knew the Pastor Finney as others did because of his bravery and impulsive deeds of daring. Was Pastor Finney actually daring? Why do you think so? Yes, Pastor Finney was actually daring, as you can see how he got through that life-taking balloon incident. He used his whip to get through that incident by using his belt to pierce the balloon. Why was the painting competition tough? The painting competition was tough as there were lots of children present to take part in the competition. Also, Nandu the storyteller and the faster Finney made the competition more tough. Was Nandu pleased when Banesh flew off with the balloon? Why? No, Nandu was not pleased when Banesh flew off with the balloon because he never wanted to see Banesh in such a big problem. He only wanted Banesh to be stuck in some smaller problems, but this would have taken Banesh's life. This problem would have taken Banesh's life. This is some misspelling, okay? Now reference to context. That faster Finn is grown too big for his boots. Who said this and to whom? Nandu said this to his friend. Why did the speaker say this? Because the speaker was jealous of faster Finney. Do you think faster Finney was too big for his boots? No, faster Finney was not too big for his boots. What happened next? Nandu's friend makes joke of him. Makes joke of Nandu. Okay. So students, that's it. We have completed the reading portion. We have completed the exercise part. Before leaving the video, like the video, subscribe the channel, share it if you like. Thank you and have a nice day. Take care.